Hello and welcome to The Well-Dressed Mind, where we explore the intersection of personal style and professional success. I'm your host, Lindsay Nicholas. In this series, we'll have honest conversations with accomplished individuals, leaders, creatives, entrepreneurs about how they've built their lives, their careers, and their identities. Because style isn't just what you wear, it's how you show up to the world. It's a signal of self-worth, a reflection of values, and sometimes a quiet source of power. Here, fashion isn't frivolous, it's foundational, and I can't wait to share these stories with you. She's back. So we are back with the wonderful Betsy Beaman. We did a podcast with you probably 6 months ago or so.
Was it really?
It was a while back.
Yeah, it was a while.
And we did a great podcast. The feedback was outstanding. And we've been talking about doing something again. Mm-hmm. And now what we're going to do is a little bit of well-dressed mind, bite-size.
Like lightning rounds.
So we're going to pick topics that we're hearing from clients, that you're hearing in your business as a personal stylist, that we're hearing in store and online, and then delve into those topics of conversation and see if we can't solve some problems today.
I love that. Real people, real conversations. We're excited about it. Yeah.
So Betsy, what are you hearing from your clients? What are they actually struggling with right now?
I think what has been, it's not profound. It really isn't. When you break it down for people like us, it makes sense. But we have been stuck in almost outfit wearing. Okay. We are only thinking about outfits. We're not looking at our wardrobe as a full, complete kind of style story. We're only thinking, I have this event for work, or I've got this thing and I have to have something for it. And so we end up having a closet just full of mix match pieces that don't really speak together.
Yeah. I have a lot of people coming in, they're looking for events, they're looking for a party dress, they're looking for something that's like a one piece. And I'm always trying to guide them into get some separates.
Yes.
Get some pieces that you can wear, like the jacket you're wearing, or a Lexington jacket. You can wear that to a wedding as a really nice suit, do something really fancy underneath, like you're doing the tuxedo dress. I really find that if people understand that you don't have to buy things as a whole outfit, and you can buy the top, you can buy the bottom, bring things in from your own closet.
Yep.
When you go shopping, bring some pieces from your own closet that you want to match with it.
Even, I think for me, what's so crazy is before you actually purchase the item, look at it and think, what do I have in my closet I can wear with it? Can I name at least 2 things in my closet? If so, it's going to be a versatile wardrobe piece. If not, start thinking through a little bit more around, is this the piece I actually need, or am I just falling in love with it? Which we're okay with either, but I just think we are so focused on, I need this for one event. Yeah. We are clouded and cannot see the actual functionality of something that you really love and you can wear multiple times.
Yeah, and do cost per wear. We have the cost per wear calculator on our site. And it's just so important. Like when you look at something, like you're looking at a piece of clothing, obviously if you're buying suiting, if you're buying something more formal dress, you're going to be spending a fair bit of money. You want to look at that and say, how many times am I going to wear this? And get that cost per wear down. If you're wearing that jacket, you might wear that jacket once a week after you go to the wedding.
Yeah.
And you take the cost of that jacket, you break it down, you're pennies a capful, as they used to say.
I think that is probably the other thing that I'm having to almost reteach, or not even teach, have a conversation about, which is how far your dollar is going to go. Yeah. Because you convince yourself it's so expensive, I'm just not sure. But you think about wearing something from an Amazon or a fast fashion brand, you wash it 1 or 2 times.
Absolutely.
It's ruined. Gone. It is ruined, but you buy an investment piece like this and you're wearing it once a week, you're taking it to the dry cleaners once a week, it's the same thing the entire time because it's higher quality and better construction of the piece as well, I feel like. But we have to stop thinking about it in a way that is, that's just too expensive for me. If you sit and really pause with it, you will realize, since I've gotten this jacket, I think I really have been wearing it at least once a week. Yeah. I wore it last week with a really great pair of little white denim shorts and some sneakers.
Which I remember when actually we showed it to you the first time, we were telling you about that jacket before we got it in.
Right. And
you were saying that you couldn't wait to wear it with a pair of jean shorts and boots. I remember that. And you're like, that was your excitement with that outfit. But it's great. So you take that, there's a matching suit trouser that goes with it. But then you can also just do a really nice pencil skirt. Yep. You can do your shorts. there's so many ways you can wear it, and it's a completely different look when you do that to it. So I think really having the versatility is really important.
And being more thoughtful. We're in a culture, in a world for me where it's so much heavy consumption. You should be getting this. You should be getting this. We aren't thoughtful. We're not thoughtful about what we buy. And then again, back to what I'm seeing in my clients' closets, it is, oh, well, I just don't wear that. I only wore it one time, or look at it. It's already fraying. So then we just go back to, you spent all of this money on an empty closet of things that you cannot wear again.
Yeah, absolutely. So Betsy, now let's talk about why style is actually really emotional. Now you've told us that you've had people cry in their closets.
I have.
Talk to us. What style is emotional? I know it's emotional.
Right.
We both know it's emotional.
Right.
Tell me what you're seeing when you work with clients day in, day out.
I think, and I love every single one of my clients. So I count it an honor. I love crying, to be honest with you. It's one of my favorite things to do. I find it very cathartic. But I think what we don't realize is our clothes have been telling a story about us. Whether we like that story or not, they've been telling a story about us. And especially for women, I've just noticed we think about so many other people before we think about ourselves. But the problem is then it gets a little bit too late. When you are ready to finally start thinking about yourself, the first thing that you look at is, what am I wearing? What have I been doing, right? And so then you go into your closet and you realize, I hate this. I don't want to wear this. Why does this style look different on me? And then you become a little discouraged. I've seen it. We will try on outfit after outfit and they'll go, why did I even pick this? I don't love this. And instead of me immediately trying to fill that closet void, we sit in that space because that is the beauty of fashion. That's the beauty of personal style. When you can really understand why you love it, not someone else, right? And you can be confident about it, you have set yourself completely apart from other people.
I think that's super important. I don't believe in going shopping with other people. I think you should go shopping with yourself. You should listen to your own voice. I mean, some people have a trusted friend that they want to bring with them. But I think I always recommend people, when you go shopping, if you're going shopping for workwear, wear your favorite workwear outfit. And then you've got to up the bar. You've got to take it to the next level. If you're going shopping for, brunch wear your favorite brunch outfit and don't buy anything unless you actually like it at least as much as that. And then one thing that I'm definitely seeing in store clearly is a lot of people have been on GLP-1s.
Right.
Their bodies have changed. And perhaps it's not the reaction that I'm expecting from them, as opposed to feeling that they're celebrating.
Here's where I'm at.
Like they did it for a reason. They worked, they did it for a reason. They worked really hard. Their body is changing, and it's very emotional for them.
Yes.
And sometimes, again, not in a positive way, that they really don't know what to do with this new figure.
This
and I'm
new
seeing
self,
that their
I
new
feel like.
self, and it's like they've shed a lot of layers. And it's like, who am I now?
I think, that's why when I go through the closet detox process, truly, we don't go shopping until the very end. We really don't. Because what do you even have? If you have been on a weight, I call it a weight gain or a weight loss journey. Wherever you are in your journey, if you've been on that journey, you have been focused on the physical aspect of it. You haven't been thinking about the emotional side, 100%. What you look like in, you used to be wearing oversized clothes, and now you're noticing these oversized clothes are hanging on you. And so I think, again, the reason why we don't shop until the very end is because you don't really know who you are in this new body. And I'll have people, I just worked with a mom. She's 9 months postpartum, I think. And we bought 2 or 3 items. And she's like, well, I want to get more clothes. Okay, let's wait. We pause for a second because we need to give yourself time to heal. We need to give your mind a little bit of time to heal, and your body is still trying to figure out, what are we doing? And as women, it's even harder, right? Our bodies are constantly changing. So adding that pressure just feels silly.
The one thing that you actually just reminded me of is when you move into a new house and then you're like, okay, before I move in, I'm going to decorate.
Everything has to look perfect.
Do it. And then you move in the house and you're like, this isn't actually how I live in this house. It's not what I would have done now had I known. And I think that's what's happening with women's bodies, that they think this is what I want to be, or I want to take the same style that I had before, and I'm just going to buy it now in a smaller size or a larger size, depending on which way you're going. And that might not be who you are now. Like you may have shed that skin and now you're onto something else. So really being open to exploring different things, which I do believe when you come into a store, I think it's really important that you try things on.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you can shop online.
But in-person shopping is coming back. Yeah. You heard it here first and we're telling it to you. It's all we're doing is seeing something online. I tell my clients this all the time. Almost every single model is between 5'9" and 5'11" and 100 pounds soaking wet. And you're looking at that and you're going, ugh, it's cute. It looks good on her. It's not you. It's not your body.
Cindy Crawford used to say, even I don't wake up looking like Cindy Crawford.
Thank you.
You know, it's airbrushed, it's touched. Someone might be planting a jacket. You know, you never know what it's really going to look like.
But coming into the store.
And you walk in, you see a sea of clothes.
Yes.
You really need to try things on.
Yes.
And put the outfits together, work with, almost every store is going to have a decent stylist. Like obviously we have personal shopping, we have amazing stylists, but we're not the only ones. Like a lot of stores have someone that will really take the time to work with you. Then they'll get to know you.
Yes.
And then they'll understand when new pieces come in or as your life changes, they'll sort of know things that may actually really work well on you. So it's a service that I think everyone should take advantage of.
I think what's been really interesting to me, and so just following, kind of 10 years ago, influencers were just kind of coming out and they were all the rage. Everyone became an influencer and I loved what it brought to the world.
Authenticity.
Yes. However, it got to a space where it was so overcrowded and authenticity started to disappear a little bit. And it became, someone sent me this, so I'm going to tell you to purchase this. I really hope and pray, and I've seen it a little bit, especially with my clients. We're swinging the opposite direction. We want to go into the store. We may go into the store, try on 8 things and only bring out 2 different pieces that we really like, but we're sitting with it a little bit more. We're really trying to understand and ask ourselves the questions. Every single time a client will text me if they're shopping, do you like this, Betsy? My first response is not, you look great, girl. I mean, they do. They always do. I love my clients. But it is, I want to know what they think first because I don't want to cloud their judgment at all. We are not asking ourselves personally, what do we like? Why do we like it? And so I always ask them, what do you think about it first? And then I go directly into fit. I don't say, that's so cute. I love that. I want to talk about the fit. And then what the third thing is, which we talked about earlier, how many times can we wear it? So if someone were to come in, love this blazer and say, this is exactly what you need, I want her to still list me 3 ways she's going to wear that blazer. Because we're also sort of, I'm not trying to get in your brain, but I'm trying to help you get into your own head because we're not asking ourselves these questions anymore.
When someone comes out of the fitting room, the first thing I ask them is how they feel.
Yes.
And you can usually tell, if somebody's liking what they're wearing, their posture is good, they're sort of,
they're excited, we have brightness.
You can tell.
Yes.
But always let them make the first decision. I absolutely think that because they have to know that this is something that they're comfortable in. I never want anyone to walk out of our store and feel like they were pressured into buying something. And then they get home and they're like, this just isn't me.
Because they're not wearing it. They're not going to wear it.
And they're not going to come back.
No.
As a business professional, I know if I send someone home and something that they don't love, we're not going to see them again. I want them to trust us. So we're not in the store. And I think a lot of stores are like this as well, not just us, but we really try to make sure that you get the right piece to bring home with you that really reflects who you are. And it's just interesting, how people sometimes can't see themselves. And if I had $1 for every time someone says, I hate my arms, and I'm looking at them going, I am not seeing what you are seeing.
I think it's so funny that you say that too, because the way that I've really been talking through my clients, because we really talk through our body and I just want them to understand their shape and their proportions, because we're not also asking ourselves that either. We're not, when we think about our bodies, I think we go into a really negative space. And again, that has to do with the culture around us, right? But when I'm talking about your body, I just want you to notice, are your shoulders more narrow than your hips? Yeah. Are your legs, we just talked about this, do you have a short torso? Do you have a long torso? Yep. Not putting any negative energy towards what you like or what you don't like about your body, and instead just noticing your proportions and how do you balance them. But I think all of this, what we're talking about right now is it's just pausing and having conversations about yourself. It's no longer, we are calling it first. It is no longer about what other people are telling you to do. It's about you. It's about understanding who you are and then finding people like you in this store, like the amazing Allie that's right behind me, that are going to sit with you when you try something on and say, you know, I love this, or what if we tried this? What do you think about this? So it's just having that conversation and finally asking yourself, do I really like this?
Yes.
Or did someone tell me to like it?
And then why? So we did a series, it was actually a few years ago, but we did a series where we had people bring in a piece that was their favorite piece. And I can look at that piece and tell you why. And then you can replicate that when you go shopping again. Like I can tell you, I think the reason that you like this, and we talk through it, of course, I think it's the neckline, and the neckline, the way it's replicating your chin. Like I can look at things and say, this is why you like that piece. And then you can take those tools with you when you go shopping again.
But that's what you're saying right now. When you say it, you're like, it's education, it's tools. We're not doing that anymore. We have been in a culture where so many people are just, you should wear this, swipe up, you should buy this, you should do that, that we are now sitting in front of our closets with a closet full of clothes and wondering, how did we get here? Why am I doing this? But even that's what we talk about it. I say it so many times to my clients. My engagements are about 2 to 3 months, but it's because this all can't happen overnight, right? It just can't. You have to sit with what your body is telling you, with what your life is telling you, and you have to just sit with it. Just don't rush it anymore. I'm here to say, we're not going to rush this anymore. There's plenty of great, amazing pieces out there, and they will still be there. Understanding what it is you actually want will have you not crying in your closet by yourself 6 months later, right? It all comes together. It really does.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about quiet luxury versus real luxury. And I had the greatest quote a little while ago, and that quiet luxury is really just expensive beige, which I thought was an amazing quote. So
I have loved that one recently too.
So I think that's great, because quiet luxury, I think it had its moment.
Sure.
I think it's wonderful. It's almost like the silent cues that people are giving to each other, that I've spent a lot on this top. But it's not something flashy. It doesn't have logos all over it.
Yeah, labels
but if you know, you know.
Yes.
So talk me through your idea of quiet luxury versus real luxury, and where's the line there?
I would say quiet luxury potentially might be an idea of it. You're following something, where I think real luxury is the confidence in wearing, even a high-low piece, right? Where something that you own might be on your body, might be thousands of dollars, but then you found a really fun thrifted vintage jacket that you got for $15. Absolutely. I think that. And again, the term, it's luxury, that I maybe don't love as much, because I can dress someone in head to toe Gucci and I still don't know if that means luxury. I think it's the interpretation of real luxury is just real personal style. Absolutely. It's what you do with these beautifully well-made pieces. It's Schiaparelli. It's how he takes couture and turns it into this just intricate theme down to the shoe. To me, that's creativity. That's real luxury, I feel like.
It's the whole idea. I think years ago, I remember starting a job. I used to be global head of marketing for a luxury jewelry company. And I was trying to convince my boss at the time that luxury wasn't a price point. Luxury was a bath. Luxury was time. Luxury was like, there's so many things. And at that time, I'm going back probably 12, 15 years, it just wasn't thought of that way. Like luxury was the Gucci logos, the double C, it was all those types of things. But when we really think of luxury, luxury is how you feel. Yes. Luxury is putting something on and you feel absolutely amazing in it, and it carries you through the day. And it's almost the, with the amazing linings that only you know that they're there. It's not about showing it to other people.
It's carrying your shoulders. I feel as if real luxury is carrying your shoulders here, right? Always being able, and it's not necessarily a posture thing. It's how you feel. It's when you put something on and it's curated head to toe for you. Real luxury is you being able to naturally carry yourself right up here, as opposed to, I think, even let's say you're in a full head to toe Chanel look and you're here because you still don't have the confidence, because it's not you.
And you think of some of the style icons, the best style icons in the world.
Obviously, we talk about her a lot.
Yep.
I love her.
There's a lot of conversation lately because of Love Story. There's a lot of conversation about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. And if you look at her, she was not wearing logos. She was the epitome of luxury. but in a completely different way because it was not about the clothes.
It was almost simplistic luxury. There wasn't a label, but there was this aura, this air that she had. And she could be wearing a t-shirt from J.Crew and you were just like, oh, where should we get that t-shirt?
Well,
Can
her
I get
wedding
it?
dress was shocking. I mean, it was just like everybody hadn't been used to it. It was all Vera Wang before that. And then all of a sudden there's the Narciso Rodriguez. And it's just the simplest.
Stunning on her,
the simplest dress.
Fit her perfectly.
Yeah, fit her perfectly. And fit is so much.
Fit is part of that. I mean, again, I'll say this to a lot of my clients. I can close my eyes and put you in a cute outfit. That is not hard. I could do that right here. I came here the other day and pulled 5 different looks. I can do that. That is not hard. The difficult part is you being able to do that. You personally being able to put something together, whether it's in your closet or here in the store, that makes you feel good, that makes you feel confident, and again, carrying yourself the way you want to carry yourself.
And you and I have both spent a lot of times. I've lived in New York. I lived there for 30 plus years, you know, on and off, mostly on. And you were there as well.
Yeah.
There is something, I think, when you're in New York, and I think you see it in other cities as well. You certainly see it in Paris, and you see it all throughout Italy. I don't know what they do, but it's amazing, like how a woman can just put 2 pieces of clothing together and just look absolutely amazing.
Yes.
But there is that simplicity, that confidence that really is luxury. That's what I really see when I see someone walking down the street, as you talked about, amazing posture, carrying themselves, feeling confident in what they're doing. New York is probably the hardest city in the world to work in, I do believe.
I cannot imagine.
Having worked in many other cities.
All the other places.
I've worked a fair few places. There is a level of expectation when you're in New York that is incredibly high, and you need to show up at least looking and hopefully feeling like hopefully your suit or whatever you're putting on is giving you that confidence, but you need to show up at a certain level there that I think is next level.
I think what I fell in love, I'd never visited New York before. Obviously I knew a lot about it, but I'd never visited before. And so
I will say just really quickly,
you're good.
If people have not watched our last podcast with Betsy, I would go back. I think it was episode 2 or 3. You were one of our first people that we had on. And it's with Betsy Beaman, obviously. And she talks a lot about her journey in New York. So go back and watch that. We'll put the link in the show notes.
We'll put a clip in there. But I think whenever I first got there, I was extremely overwhelmed. Being from Texas, I'm not hating on my Texas girls. I'm born and raised. I love it here. But we can all tend to sort of lean towards the same things. And we can all end up sort of showing up together and going, that's fun. Oh, I love that. Oh, you got that. Oh, here we are. And we kind of talk with each other. New York was magical on so many levels. But I fell in love and wanted to almost bring a piece of New York back to Texas a little bit, and sort of throughout all the other places that I work at, because New York, you got up, you dressed for you, and you could see that on the corner, you could see that in the park, you could see that in the office, you could see someone's interpretation of office wear drastically different than a person sitting right next to them. There's a woman I follow that I'm obsessed with, and her entire series is the more boring her job is, the fiercer her fits are.
I love that.
And she works in Manhattan. Her fits are stunning. And I guarantee you she's sitting next to someone who's rocking a 3-piece suit as well, right? But that's the beauty and that's the magic of New York. You can show up and be anyone, and everyone else is doing the same thing. I think when it comes to personal style, we have to stop thinking everyone is just out here watching us and immediately about to criticize us in a negative way. That's just not reality.
It's not reality.
Most people are actually looking at you for inspiration. When I go into closets, they'll go, oh, I would have never put those 2 together. And the items are from their closet. We have to just stop thinking about how people look at us negatively or how we view ourselves negatively. Put it on. Put a sequin jacket on a Tuesday and see how you feel.
Absolutely. And it's like appreciating. It's like art. It's like art walking down the street. And one thing I do remember, because I lived in New York and then I moved back someplace else for a couple years before I moved back to New York. And I just remember in New York, I could wear anything.
Anything.
And this is back like probably when people weren't really wearing jeans with, with sparkly heels. And you could wear anything and no one was going to be looking at, I mean, if they looked at you, as you said, it was more with like
let's
oh,
go.
That's cool. Like, that's
I love
a cool
that.
outfit.
Yes.
That it's not trying to put people down. It's all about appreciating it as an art form, I think.
I had someone kind of ask, and it was in a kind of Facebook group locally here, and someone had tagged me, and I don't know if I've said this story before, but she was asking about wanting more confidence in wearing something of hers. And it sort of broke my heart a little bit because, she's asking this online platform, what are ways that I could feel confident wearing this? And everybody, it was good advice, but finally I just said, you know what? Wear it to the grocery store. Number one, we live in a big city. So even if you see one person in it, fine, they're not going to remember. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning and it's 8:30, number one. Okay. None of us do. There's too much going on in this world. Okay. But number two, who do you see at the grocery store? That's your perfect runway to just explore it. Try it. I don't know how many times I have to convince people to just try it. Well, you don't have to buy it. Put it on. Just try. Oh, you've never worn a blazer before? Let's try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to put it on?
I think I've mentioned in the podcast before, but when people say to me, I love what you're wearing, but I could never wear it. I'm like, it's a top and a bottom. Let's try it.
Do you want to put it on right now?
You put it on right now. I'm not going to send somebody home with something that they don't love.
No.
But give it a try.
Let's
take
see.
yourself out of your comfort zone. It's so important to just try things that you wouldn't normally try. I love even myself personally, and obviously I've got a very strong sense of style.
Sure.
I love it when somebody puts me in something different.
It is my favorite thing. Hello. Today, I was like, let's put on this dress. I love that. I had a client, we were really struggling with jeans and more importantly, she hasn't bought jeans in 10 years. And I'm going to be honest with you, you all know it. Jeans have changed so drastically.
And actually anything goes now in jeans.
I don't even know what we're doing.
You can wear
parachute pant jean, let's go.
Okay.
A sequin jean, I have one.
Okay.
But
of course you do.
We're really trying, we were just trying to explore and understand different shapes, but we really just had the same style. And I said, what do you think about these pants? And I had a pair of jeans on and she was like, I really, really like them. I haven't really tried that style before. And I was like, what size are you? And so I said, do you feel confident? Do you want to just grab these really quick? She's like, yeah, sure. I took my pants off, let her try them on. And we talked, I put other pants on and we talked through it. But I'll do that with a shoe that I have on, a belt that I have on. We are so timid and scared to try something new that we aren't even thinking about it anymore. And all we did was try something new. She purchased those pants immediately.
I will make one more comment on jeans, then we can move on. But I'll clean my closets. I'll get rid of things, sort of things have had their moment and I might gift them to somebody else. I might sell them at a consignment store, depending on what they are. My jeans, I pretty much save every pair of jeans because they'll all, I might fall off them for a little while and then they'll come back and I'm like, okay, I've got a different shoe now and those jeans are going to work beautifully with this shoe. But I have probably almost every pair of jeans that I have bought in the last 25, 30 years. I probably have every single pair.
That's amazing. And jeans, we're going to stop talking about it soon because jeans, it's the biggest pain point that I talk with my clients about because we went from 2 styles and we only did jeans and a going out top where my millennial gal's at, right? To 50 different styles, but no one told us how we're wearing them to also different rises, a mid-rise, a high rise. Those look different on every single body. Heck, a petite. If you are under, I'll go 5'2", and you aren't trying petite pants, we need to talk. Direct message me because there's so many good options, but we are so scared to just try it. So we're giving permission. Try it. Just try it. And if you're nervous, go to the grocery store with your new fun outfit and see how many, we talked about it. I think I did it a couple weeks ago. Okay, did you wear it? I'll go, hey, what'd you think? Did you wear it? It was a pair of leather pants and she looked phenomenal in them. Shout out to my girl. She looked so good in them. She wouldn't try them on. And so I would just lightly encourage her, come on, let's try them. Try them on in your house, walk around in your house. I don't even care if you wear them out. Sent me a picture a couple days later, wore them to a date night, talked about how much she loved them. Because we just have to try.
We have to try.
It's so much fun to try too. If we remove the pressure of, I put these on, I think we're so afraid to fail, right? Or get discouraged. we learn way more in our failures than we do our successes, to be honest with you. So we got to try it.
A failure is the path to success.
It is. And it's really fun. I think it is.
Me too.
Yeah.
So Betsy and I, this week on the 26th of March, this will be well and truly over our event by the time this podcast airs. But we're doing an event here all about suiting and all about the different ways that you can take your suiting and you can wear it as a suit, clearly, and then you can break it apart and just all the versatility. I remember actually coming out of COVID, people saying, oh, don't do suits anymore. Suits are over. Suits are over. Suits are like our best-selling pieces that we do.
To stay.
Yeah. And they are here to stay, and people crave them. So I know from my business perspective, suits do incredibly well for us. But what are you seeing with your clients in suiting?
I think it's super interesting because COVID does play a big part in this. I mean, at one point in time, we all thought we were never going to go back into an office setting at all. And then randomly, the rug got pulled out from underneath us. And it was like, no, you're going back to the office. Figure out what you're wearing. And I especially with my clients who are full-time in the office, they're struggling because they're sort of like, well, I've been in sweatpants or I've done the half up look for 4, 5, 6 years. I think what I'm talking with my clients about, but also again, what we're exploring and what we're trying on is the idea of something structured like a suit and how versatile it truly can be. Looking at it just from a full head to toe look, but also when we separate and break up those pieces.
Absolutely.
And just giving suits not necessarily more life. They always have life to them, but seeing the pieces in the suits separate a little bit more than, okay, I bought this whole piece together. Ugh, what do I do with it now? We separate it out. We make 6 different outfits from it. I did a full suit, I think for a client 5 different ways where we were just taking different pieces. We would dress it up. We would dress it down. I have so many clients that are going back to traveling. And I just had one the other day. She was like, okay, I'm going to be on the airplane here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And we were able to take a full suit and have it speak to every aspect of her travel.
I mean, talk about a capsule wardrobe.
Yes.
I mean, a suit is the center of a capsule wardrobe because you bring your knit, you bring a skirt, all of a sudden you've got all these different outfits. So you can pack in a little tiny suitcase and you can have a carry-on only, except for the shoes, which I have a problem.
Shoes are hard. The shoes are hard.
The shoes are my problem.
The shoes are my problem. Wear the jacket, then you have more room in the shoes.
Absolutely. Always wear the jacket on the plane.
Yes.
But I do think it's the epitome of an amazing capsule wardrobe. And I also think, don't forget suiting for wedding guests, mother of the bride, mother of the groom. An amazing suit just speaks volumes. And you can do something like really, if you're in a more party setting, you can do something that's a little bit decorative, you know, like a little bit of lace underneath.
I think suits, especially for women, sometimes get a bad rap because we think of it in a very, buttoned up, traditional, structured way. But taking unexpected pieces of the suit and making them into something really unique is one of my favorite things. I mean, go ahead.
So I was going to say, interesting topic of conversation, because yesterday I actually had a woman in the store here. I'm in Clear Fork this week. And I had a woman come in to pick up a suit that she had purchased last week, and she came in to get it. And we were talking about the different ways that you can wear suiting. And I was saying that I really fell in love with suiting because I really wanted androgynous suiting. So I used to go to, before I had my brand, I used to go to Hong Kong. I would go to a tailor in Hong Kong who would make my suits the way they made men's suits. Because I never liked a really feminine suit.
Right.
I don't want my suit to give me curves. I don't want it to do, I mean, some women do, and that's fine. I want my suit to give me an androgynous look, to look like a man's suit. And we were having this conversation yesterday about how our suiting, like at our brand, like our suiting tends to be more on the androgynous side, which I really appreciate. But there's just so much you can do with the suit.
I mean, I think even if let's even just break down the blazer. Okay, so let's say we have a 3-piece set. The blazer alone, I can honestly probably style 6 different ways. One piece of clothing, 6 different ways. And it looks different every single time. But we are seeing it in such a structured way that we almost have to turn off our little blinders and get really creative with it. I had an event the other day where we had to wear red. It was a part of the theme. And I was just going back and forth. I don't love red. It doesn't look super great on me, but I found this vintage red suit and I thought, well, I'm not a presenter, so I don't necessarily want to wear the full 2-piece set. So I grabbed the blazer and then threw on a little red skirt that I had randomly. And it gave me the fun in the skirt that I love, right? I didn't want it to be buttoned up, but I still wanted the structure because it was a professional setting. So we threw the blazer on. So looking at the suit and the pieces separately, but understanding what they bring to the table when you separate them out, I think that's powerful. Because let's say it's a skirt. Sometimes you're thinking, how do I wear this? What am I wearing this with? No, think about it as, what if we threw it with a little structured t-shirt and a big necklace and a gold sandal for a casual Friday? Done.
And it is, I do think, having worked in corporate for a lot of my life, I do think that every time it was the first time I was meeting a new client or anything like that, always a suit. Always, you need the strong shoulder, you need that presence. And I do think for corporate, having a suit and then making it your own, making the look your own so that you're not just, I've never ever worn a black suit to an interview, ever. I feel like if you wear the black suit to the interview, everybody else is wearing a black suit to the interview, you're not going to stand out. I want like a plaid suit. I want something a bit different.
Okay. So I have another client. I love my client stories. We should just call them client stories. But I have another client and she's a consultant and she travels. And again, traveling, when you think about traveling, you do it. You've got to make sure everything is put together. Absolutely. You have all your outfits together because you're going to wake up that morning and go, oh dear God, what am I doing with my life? And you're already stressed enough traveling for work. And so what we noticed about her, she went into her comfort zone and really was sticking with tradition, and more specifically tradition and colors. And what I feel like I was able to do was even something like what you're wearing right now. These are all traditional colors. What we've introduced here, however, is a really beautiful, unique pattern. So it's very different, right? Number one, that's cool, fun personality. We've also added this really like kind of delicate light blue coloring that again, unique. What does that mean? You can put, instead of a white shirt, a blue shirt or a dark brown shirt. And so once I could convince her a little bit, or at least love on her a little bit and say, beige is wonderful, black is wonderful. What if we explored color? Opened up the door. We still had all of our basics when we want to feel safe, right? When we want to feel structured, but we also added unique pieces like what you have on right now, or blue instead of black, and truly almost unlocked, oh wow, okay, I can still do a suit, but it can be a really cool color and it can feel like me.
It can show personality.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
That's the Well-Dressed Mind for this week. If this conversation is one you'll think about tomorrow, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, or wherever you listen. Every episode brings something new to the table, and I really don't want you to miss it. I also write companion essays on Substack, a little more of what doesn't always make it on air. The link is in the show notes. And remember, fashion isn't frivolous. It never was. See you next time.